Hey everybody, Cory Mosley here. Welcome to another edition of Work on Yourself Wednesdays. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I want to briefly talk about employee retention. I want to talk about employee attraction, retention, lowering the turnover inside the dealership. And there's really a couple keys that I want to point out. Number one is know them. You have to invest in your people, understand your people, know what's important to them and what drives them and connects to the process. You want to get more from your people. You want to keep them longer. You want to create loyalty. The same loyalty you look for from your brand, the same loyalty the manufacturer expects from his customer. You want to create that inside your store. And you have to know your employees. You have to work to grow them. I'm so tired of hearing that we don't want to invest in our people because they don't stay. Or what's the point of an investment in training? It's really silly when you think of it. You have to connect the dots in that area. Know them, grow them. The next thing you need to do is you need to work to inspire them. The job is not just the job. I can't tell you how many people, including myself, came into the business with the understanding that this was my business and out there is the inventory and it's my job to make my business work. Well, that only goes so far. So the question is, as a leader, as a manager, and if you're not, forward this to the decision makers in your store, please do. As a leader, what are you doing inside the organization to inspire them? Well, I'm employing them. That's what they should be inspired about. But that sounds ridiculous also. So how can you actually connect the dots? Know them, grow them, inspire them, now involve them in the process. It's funny because some of the greatest ideas I found come from the employees, come from the people that are working on the front lines. A lot of times I'm able to take a lot of that feedback in work that I do at the stores and then mold that into the answers that exactly the store needs to move forward. And it comes from the inside. Don't think that the porter or the service writer or the salesman or whoever in the store, the office manager or the person that does the payables in the DMV don't have great ideas. You want to inspire them to do more. You want to involve them to give you more. Finally, reward them. And I know you think it's just about their paycheck, but the reality of it is you need to look for ways. I want you to start to study, and I challenge you to start to study some of the greatest organizations out there that are getting recognition. And the ones that are getting recognition, not just for how much profitability they have in the organization, but what they do with the culture of their employees, what they do with benefits, what they do with rewards, how they involve their company, how they involve their employees, whether it's charitable community, whether it's doing things outside of work and building community that way. But some of those organizations that we hear about, like Zappos and the culture things that they do can drive your business. And they're very applicable because especially when tough times, especially when you're not selling what you want to sell or the numbers aren't where you want them to be, that's the time to gather around the team to kick it in a high gear. And that inspiration is not from the come to Jesus meeting. And you know what I'm talking about on here. It's not the come to Jesus meeting. It's not the you guys need to get busy or else somebody's getting fired. That's not inspirational, or at least it's not the inspiration that I think you want for the long term. The challenging times are the times that you can rely on your team, that you need to rely on the loyalty, that you need to rely on everybody working together. So think in terms of what you're doing to create that culture today. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching another edition of Work on Yourself Wednesdays. Connect with us online at facebook.com/Mosley Automotive. Find us on Twitter at Cory Mosley. Join the Team Mosley community on our website at mosleytraining.com. And feel free to forward this video to your friends and colleagues.